Tugboat Manny here, a guest from Long Island, a great Long Island comic. We're going to get to him in a second. But first, we always start the show with the disgraziata of the week. If you're not Italian, disgraziata means the disgrace of the week. And the disgrace of the week goes to the mayor of Boulder, Colorado. The mayor of Boulder, Aaron Brockett. Let me just say one thing about Aaron Brockett. The man is not even from Colorado. The man's from Tennessee. Then he went to school in the University of Pennsylvania. And what did he study? He majored in music. What's wrong with you, Boulder, Colorado? Why would you elect the mayor that majored in music? How about finance? How about finance? Don't you want your city to run well? Anyway, Aaron Brockett, after one of the most horrendous attacks on the people of Boulder, Colorado, it happened, I believe, 2 days ago. Some Palestinian sympathizer, Hamas sympathizer, set Jewish people, Jewish Americans. I don't like when they just say Jews. I like to say they're Americans. Was set on fire, Molotov cocktails thrown at them, and set on fire. They got him. They jailed him. So Aaron Brockett comes out, and he addresses people, and he says, number one, he acted alone, which is a lie. Aaron Brockett, on one of the worst attacks on people of Colorado, the first words out of his mouth were addressing the people who elected him with lies. Number one, there was a woman with this guy, and she was yelling, "Kill the Jews." Okay? Does that sound like he was alone? And she was saying, Palestinian to have rights, get this one, get that one. I don't even know if they arrested this woman yet. All I got to tell you is he wasn't acting alone. And by the way, this piece of garbage who was throwing Molotov cocktails, his wife is in the kitchen. He's making Molotov cocktails. She doesn't say anything. Guess what? She's part of it too. These people are so quick to jump on the bandwagon to say, oh, he's acting alone. This is what our government and this is what our media is all about now. Denial and giving false information. I got to tell you, there's always a cover-up. Biden's mental capacity covered up by all the outlets, by everybody. The New Orleans terrorists ran people over. He had the Palestinian flag on his car. First thing they did, take the flag down and hide it. First thing they did was deny that he was Arab. Okay? Trump's assassination attempt. He's working by himself. The kid had 3 burner phones. He had offshore accounts. The kid's a pimple-faced loser, and he masterminded getting around the FBI and the CIA. And now Boulder, Colorado, jumps in on the bandwagon and says all this nonsense that he was alone. They don't know who he was. He was here on a temporary visa, and the visa expired. Just like the guy who drove the truck, visa expired. Just like the 9/11 hijackers, their visas were expired. I say set up a task force and get rid of these people whose visas have expired. Here's a man who does not need a visa. My friend, Tugboat Manny. Manny, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you know what? That's what you were talking about. I'm so happy to be here.
Why do they call you Tugboat?
Because I used to work on a tugboat out of Staten Island.
What?
Yeah. Over there by the Fresh Kills area.
Fresh Kills. There's nothing like an Italian area that has a name like Fresh Kills. Now, you were doing this by yourself, or were you in one of the services of our country?
Well, I served as a Naval Reserve veteran and during the Gulf War era. And you
Fantastic.
heard of Naval SEAL Team 6, right?
I did not.
Yeah, I have nothing to do with them.
Very good. Thank you for your non-service with them.
I was actually part of Walrus Team 7.
Nice. A lot of you ate a lot of carp, a lot of food, a lot of what do they feed those people? What do they feed those walruses again? They feed them
Everything.
there's a certain fish. That
Yeah,
they
I
give
know
them.
it. Yeah, I can't think of it. right
Okay, okay. All right, so that's great. You are a veteran. Now, you have a veteran story.
now. Oh, yes, I do.
Listen to this. This is fantastic. You have 4.5 minutes.
Okay. Well, it's probably going to take about 12.
Good.
Thank you. December 21st, 2014, Fred. I was
One sec. Could you put the picture that he's talking about behind me? The picture of that Manny is talking about, the sketch. Go ahead.
December 21st, 2014. I was at home and I wasn't even welcome around my own family.
I know it.
And
You're not welcome here.
I know. I don't even know why I'm here. He just yells at me all day.
There's the sketch. Go ahead. Keep moving.
So I went to perform in a psychiatric unit at the Northport VA. And when I got in there, the door closed, and I realized I should have been there a long time ago. But anyway, when I was there, after I performed, this veteran drew this sketch of me and gave it to me. And it says, "Thank you, Manny. Lots of love, brother. Thanks for helping me get through another day with PTSD." Apparently, he tried to harm himself 3 times. He lost over 240 soldiers in battle, and you could just imagine what he was living with. So I've had that as my screensaver on my phone all throughout my comedy journey to remember why I do what I do. And I have it next to my bed, and I have it on the refrigerator. Fast forward to last year, I perform in Las Vegas, and I'm about to get on the plane, and I hear, "Hey, Manny." And it's one of the veterans from Vets Out of the Rough program.
We'll talk about that
Yep.
later. Manny does great things with veterans, teaching them how to get over the trauma that they've been through and teaching them how to do comedy.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
So all of a sudden, I'm talking to the veteran, and he's telling me why he was there, and I'm excited. I just did Vegas for my first time, and I'm like, wow.
Last time, probably, too. Go ahead.
So then I show him this photo that I have of a screenshot on my phone, which you saw that picture.
Yes.
And I tell him the story of the veteran, and he looks at me and he goes, "Manny, I'm the one that drew the picture." 10
Wow.
years later, I meet him in Vegas, and I started crying, and I was just blown away. His story is unbelievable, and I could get emotional talking about it. But we flew home, and then he walked into my show the next day I was on.
Wow.
And I told the story, and I share that story, and sometimes I share it when I'm performing, and I think I should share it all the time.
I think you should share it all the time.
Yeah.
Manny takes it on himself to reach out to veterans, to teach them comedy, and it's not just about teaching them comedy. It's about the camaraderie. It's
Right.
about just being with them.
Right.
See, some of them feel so all alone in life, and that they have nothing to do, or that they're not worth anything. And Manny has his own way. We all have our own way to be a blessing to people. So I'm here at the America First Warehouse. This place is a blessing to conservatives on Long Island and anywhere. So place is a blessing. Manny found his way to be a blessing to other people. Me, through my comedy, sometimes I do benefits for people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just put the word out. Other people are trying to get the word out about January 6ers and stuff. We all have our own way of becoming a blessing. Whatever is your talent, whatever is the access you have, use it to be a blessing to people. You just never know. Manny does this on Long Island, goes to Vegas, meets the guy whose life you probably changed.
Yeah.
You probably saved his life because, like you said, he tried to do unlive himself maybe once or twice, or at least thought about it. We'll be back on the next side. We're going to go to a commercial. We'll be back with Manny, more stories, and some news of the day.
Right.
I told you this was crazy. I'm out of here. No, that. Free stuff for all. I have to be such a downer.
For you, bow to the master staff. Come to me. Oh my God, this guy's from Jersey.
Hi. How you doing? Fuck up my stage.
I'm pretty sure I'm a woman.
No, you're not, Steve. Oh! Oh!
Wet on my side.
Now instead of a poke, you're getting a smack!
What have I done?
Hi, my name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
It's me, Joe the Box, at the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land. We just finished up 2 incredible parties like you wouldn't believe. Packed house, sold out. Hey, Scotty Lebedo. This is a nice piece from Scotty, huh? That's what he did. Now, I did tell you that we was in the America First Warehouse, but no, we're not. We're here at the America First Motor Club. Come on in Sunday mornings. We love America. America First, everybody. Come on and see us.
Are you a musician, comedian, actor, filmmaker, or artist who stands for traditional American values? Do you believe in the preservation of our nation, our culture, and our freedoms? If you share our passion for America and want to use your talents to make a difference, we want to hear from you. Our mission is clear. Through the arts, we uphold the principles of freedom, faith, family, and the American spirit. It's time to step up to the mic and make your voices heard. So contact us at AmericanConservativeArtists.com.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Welcome back to the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in the land. I'm back with Manny, Tugboat Manny, on That's What I'm Talking About. Manny, we have a story that has been all over the news. An abandoned boat was found. Now, I know you were a tugboat guy.
Yep.
Not a captain. You never rose. All right, let's not go into that.
All right. Freddie,
Let's bring up all your shortfalls.
Okay. my cognitive decline.
Yes. So that's his porno name, Cognitive Decline. That's Manny's. Ladies and gentlemen, Cognitive Decline. Bow, picka, bow, bow. All right. So an abandoned boat is found with 11 bodies. Dead.
Wow.
Now, it says an abandoned boat was found.
Yeah, well, if it has bodies in it, it's not abandoned.
So I don't understand that.
Yeah.
So, like, if the cops go into a house and they find 2 people murdered, they go, "Oh, it was abandoned."
Yeah. I guess there's different names.
I think this comes from People Magazine. So I think People Magazine need to know what the word abandoned means. I mean, it doesn't make sense. But first, when I heard 11 dead bodies, the first thing I thought was Carnival Cruise.
Ooh.
You know, because they got to lose at least 10, 11 people a cruise. And these people were from Mali. I don't know if you know where Mali is. I know you've taken Mali at some of your shows, which we'll get into that later. But Mali,
Those were some of the best shows.
oh, for me anyway. Mali is an African country that has no coastline. So if for some reason these people are on a boat, they're all from Mali, they're all dead. I don't know if you've been on YouTube and seen the Carnival Cruise videos of black people going insane on these cruises. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you recently, yes.
Crazy. So
Chairs flying. People.
cheers, fighting, melee,
Shrimp flying through the air.
the shrimp bar. Okay, so I right away I thought it was a Carnival Cruise, 11 dead. So that's not the case. These people were on it. I don't understand the word abandoned. In Ford's Theater, when Lincoln was shot, did they say his seat was abandoned? No. So People Magazine, have someone who knows what words mean. I mean, I have a GED. I don't like to brag. So I know what words mean. So, have you ever, on your tugboat, encountered something called a floater, someone in the water that's dead?
No, I've never done that. But they did put me in the Gumby suit. You know, the life-saving suit?
Yes.
You got like 1 minute to get in it. I was over by like 7 minutes.
You see, Manny's not like a first responder. He's like a third responder.
I'd go even further.
Go fourth or fifth. You know, like first there's the cops, then there's the EMS, then Manny gets there.
Yeah.
It's like,
And then I need oxygen for myself.
we're going to need oxygen. Why? They're dead. No, for me. And I need a sandwich and something.
With extra Hellman's mayonnaise.
Manny loves mayonnaise. So this is, Carnival Cruise is doing a disservice to themselves. Number one, they provide cruises and it's a discount cruise. I get that. I get it. Now, when they are attracting African Americans to these cruises, I get that too. Because just like there's Italian cruises and there are Norwegian cruises, people like to be with their own kind because you could share your culture.
Right.
Like if I'm on the Italian cruise, I want to share my culture for food, my whatever our culture is, a family. And so if you're an African American, they have their own culture. They want to bring their children and their moms and their aunts that raised them. Aunt from South Carolina.
Yeah.
They want to bring them on the cruise and have a nice time and share the same culture.
Correct.
You know, you have some of these old black people that lived through the civil rights era. There are some stories that you want your kids to hear. You want that to live on from eyewitnesses. When you let these animals loose on the cruise, there might be 3,000 people. You let 50 people run amok, do anything you want. It's a disservice to these great African American people who just went to share their culture, and you're not going to get anybody else on the cruise.
Right, and it ruined the shrimp bar.
And Manny's very concerned with the buffet.
Yes.
Now, you would guard the buffet, wouldn't you?
Well, I actually I'm in a job interview process to be a security guard at a buffet.
Oh, they've just lost them. They're closing. If Manny's guarding a buffet, that restaurant's closing.
Freddie, I volunteer in a soup kitchen here once a month.
Okay.
And it's beautiful.
And they're out of soup.
And yeah, so, but it's the same soup kitchen that I used to go when I was struggling, right? But what I wanted to tell you is Richie Minervini shared a photo of it saying soup kitchen.
I saw it.
Yeah, and then Sarge, the Sarge in charge.
Yes.
He wrote, if Manny's in the soup kitchen, he goes, just feed the people Manny, and then he could feed the world.
It's like those Christian commercials with the big fat guy next to the starving Africans.
Right. Yeah.
That's wrong. But also, let's get back to this story a little bit. The story says that the people were in an advanced state of decay. That's got to be nasty.
Yeah.
It was in the Bahamas. And I have to say, most cruises that I've been on, most of the people were in an advanced state of decay. So that doesn't faze me at all. That's what they're doing. Carnival cruises. I feel sorry for these people. Obviously, there was something going on. If they were all from Mali, if they were all on the same cruise, I have to think something went down bad. Have you ever been involved with any kind of military action while you were at sea?
No, nothing like that. But
A smuggler?
no. But one thing that did happen is one time when we came back to the boat, the captain, he was very serious. Stay with the phone. This and
Captains
that.
are serious in the military.
Very serious.
This is breaking news. Captains in the
Yeah.
military.
So-
Where was this?
so
What waters?
So no, we're in the Kills off New York. We're on the tugboat, and we're going back light tug to the barge that holds 100,000 barrels of petroleum that we're about to transport. And all of a sudden, the boat goes full throttle, reverse, tilts, everything. Long story short, the captain almost hit the AK Railroad Bridge with the AK Railroad down and the tower of the tugboat and the train coming across. So fast forward to the following month, I'm in the galley and and everybody's down there like, why don't you tell the captain about the near miss last month? And I go, why don't you wimps tell the captain?
Right, man up.
With that happened at that moment, full throttle, reverse, and all of a sudden, bam!
You hit it.
We hit the Goethals Bridge abutment. I run up, the refrigerators fall over, I slam into the back of the bulkhead.
How did I know you were near the refrigerator when this happened?
I was trying to make a sandwich, Freddie. I was.
To all the sandwiches that never made it past the Great Kills.
I'm known as the Midnight Snacker.
Have you noticed that every one of Manning's stories, he's around food?
Yes.
The refrigerator went flying. This is his.
And I caught the steaks in midair as the ship.
You're a hero. Do you get like a medal for that? Like a chicken bone?
A wishbone.
A wishbone. Yeah, wishbone.
I wish I was eating.
So did you make the papers for this?
No, everything was quiet. But the Coast Guard had to come out. Everything, $200,000 worth of damage, and then we sat there at the end of the dock at the pier. There's a light barge at the end of the dock, and I tell my mate, I go, dude, that's a light barge right there. They're doing hot work, weld right here.
Nice.
He goes, don't worry, worry about yourself.
Don't worry about it.
Next day, vice president of the company comes down, says what I said, fires that guy on the spot. Wow. I'm sitting in the galley and
next to the refrigerator,
having
lunch,
having a sandwich with Hellman's mayonnaise. And then everybody's just looking at me because I'm low man totem pole.
Yeah.
And they're looking at me, and they all like,
they knew.
Yeah.
See, you have insight. That's why you're here.
Right.
No, actually, I don't know why you're here.
Yeah.
When we come back, Manny's going to share another links to his Facebook page where if anybody wants to get involved, because sometimes Manny inspires people. Like you've inspired me not to have you on the show anymore.
Right.
But you can inspire other people how to get involved with veterans, the less fortunate,
yes,
the mentally impaired.
Yep.
And so we'll go over that. And also when we come back, we are going to go over this story in England. This kid, he's 2.5 years old, and he is part of Mensa. That is the Genius Association. You don't go into Mensa. They put you in Mensa. If you have an IQ of like 120 something, He's got an IQ of like 135. This kid is going to be, he's a genius.
Wow.
And we're going to cover that story when
Wow.
we come back. This is groundbreaking stuff. And of course, we're going to make it funny. And Manny's going to come back with a couple of things to say about how he could be an inspiration to other people.
And that's what you're talking about.
This is what I'm talking about. Are you playing anywhere soon?
Yeah, I have a couple events coming up.
Okay, so we're going to get a comedy show together here. Manny's already performed with me here at the America First Warehouse. And you stay tuned. We'll announce one day where we're going to have it. We'll be back after these messages.
The Queens Village Republican Club is America's oldest Republican club, founded in 1875. Situated in President Trump's hometown in Queens, New York, we are America First MAGA Republicans, empowering fellow Republicans to get involved in the game of politics at the grassroots level. We host inspiring monthly club meetings on the first Thursday of each month at 8 p.m. For more information, please go to our website at www.qvgop.org.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
The dehumanizing rhetoric of Adolf Hitler. Donald Trump's language mirrors this directly.
Well, Hitler was duly elected.
Let's deal with Hitler, okay?
I don't think it's hyperbolic to say that is Mussolini Hitler-like language.
You say Nazi enough times, someone's going to actually have the guts to do it.
Donald Trump would invoke Adolf Hitler.
What percentage of this event happening was due to Donald Trump's rhetoric?
Don't miss Trump next time.
What do you make of the excess deaths?
None of us, not the president, not those hypothetical guys in the smoky rooms, fully know what's going on, but we can speak about the unfolding of recent history with certainty.
Donald Trump is an existential threat to our democracy.
That is not how it works. That is a threat to democracy.
No. No. You anti-Semitic piece of...
When you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit.
Free fries when you get vaccinated? Vaccination.
Welcome back to That's What I'm Talking About. Podcast right here coming out from the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in the world. And I'm here with Tugboat Manny, veteran. A man who cares about other people, and he does a lot of work with veterans and with mental health, hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Manny, where could people go to your website? What's your website? Because I'm telling people, like I said before, if you want to be a blessing to people. What was that? Was that you, Manny?
That's a dragon.
I thought that was you. Did you have Broccolo Rob last night?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what that is. But let's say this. Manny, you have a website on Facebook.
Yes.
I want people to go on it who are in Long Island, who are anywhere.
On Long Island.
In Long Island?
On Long Island.
On it. Here's what I'm saying. Manny works, he goes to hospitals, he goes to veterans associations. If you are a veterans organization in Pennsylvania, in Chicago, in Ohio, go to Manny's site. Maybe you could contact Manny and he'd be happy to go there and entertain them, talk to them, and maybe start something for them. Not just them, mental institutions, buffets. If you have a buffet.
If you have, yes, buffets, DM me.
Manny, what's the name of your Facebook page?
Everything's under Tugboat Manny. I have Tugboat Manny Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and I have a YouTube channel. And I also have a tugboatmanny.com, which is a full circle of how you can get around everything. And there's a bio there as well.
Fantastic. And I'm telling people, whatever your resource is, if you work at a hospital, give him a call. If it's in the area, give him a call. He'd be happy to come down and help out. If you own a restaurant and you want to have a comedy night just for the veterans,
right,
Manny would be happy to do it. I'd be happy to join him.
Right, yeah.
If you have a delicatessen, and when
I've
Manny,
done that.
Manny's done many delicatessens. But
A funeral, too.
He's done funerals. Let's just say, if you have like a place that sells food or something, and Manny's not your man. No, but if you have resources, and like if Manny goes and he's teaching the veterans,
yeah,
it would be nice if you donated bagels,
right,
or something for them to eat, or something for them to bring home. A lot of veterans are not doing well financially.
Right.
There is a million ways. If you work for an insurance company, maybe you could help out getting them the coverage they need.
Right.
Whatever way, please contact Tugboat Manny. Manny, we're going to go right into this story. There's a kid in England that has become the youngest ever to be in the group called Mensa, which is a group of people who are geniuses. You don't apply for Mensa. They find out you have a tremendous IQ, and they put you in Mensa. Here's the youngest kid. He's a toddler. He's 2.5 years old. He has an IQ of 135.
Wow.
I'm saying you're not in Mensa.
Demensa.
Manny is starting a new organization called Demensa.
And that's where you lose your everything.
Manny is starting dementia.
What do you mean starting?
So, I got to say, I have a very high IQ. Like I said, I have a GED. And
yes.
So I scored big on it because I sat next to an Asian kid.
Right. Oh, yeah. And that helped you now.
Helped me. I took it 4 times. I only passed when the Asian kid sat next to me because Asians are smart. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. No, there isn't.
You're not Asian at all.
There's a friend that I have talking about this. At Ward Melville High School, we took the finals in the cafeteria. They unfolded the doors.
You majored in lunch.
And I majored. Everything revolves around food. So anyway.
Notice he took the test in the cafeteria. This is Manny's. If I asked Manny, I said, Manny, you got to come to America First Warehouse. He goes, where's that? He goes, oh, is that near that fast food place or the steakhouse? That's how Manny knows how to get around.
So as I walked in to take my my test, my final, I was finishing my cheeseburger, and I sat next to a kid who I was looking at his answers.
Of course you were.
I was just checking to see if he had the same ones I did.
Right.
And my friend, who turned out to be an anesthesiologist.
Wow.
Sitting in front of me, kept turning around and copying my.
So don't go to him.
He got caught. in front of hundreds of people, they go, Rick, you're out of here.
He could have been a doctor, but he got caught cheating, so now he's just an anesthesiologist.
Copying off me, who has dementia.
Dementia. He's the head of dementia.
Chief.
I'm going to tell you something. This kid's going to be trouble. This kid.
2.5.
You can't lie. Look, my parents lied to me all the time. All parents lie. They lie about Santa Claus,
Right.
the Easter Bunny, the Tooth Fairy. This kid is going to lead a not so happy life because he's going to know.
Right.
You can't. Santa Claus is out, right? The elves. There's no elves. You're going to tell this kid there's elves at the North Pole?
I dress up as Santa Claus.
I'm sure you do.
And this one kid one time,
Is he
Freddie,
smart?
this one kid, I go, what would you like Santa to bring you for Christmas? And he said, braces. Freddie, the whole room, and I started crying because I told him, I said, you know, Santa needs a lot of dental work done.
If you're a dentist, contact Tugboat Manny.
DM me.
You see, this kid's going to figure out stuff that kids shouldn't be figuring out. Kids should have fun.
Right.
And even kids with bad teeth. So this kid's going to figure out things he shouldn't know. I don't think kids should be that smart. I think he's not going to live like a great life. I'll give you, for instance, this kid is going to have like we all have our favorite uncle, right? Oh, your favorite uncle is usually the uncle. He comes over the house. He's always happy. He's singing. He's doing like magic things. He's playing with. He's always happy. He's giving you money. To me, that's just my favorite uncle.
Right.
But the kid's going to know that he's just an alcoholic. It's the alcoholic uncle that's always happy. And he shouldn't know that. Should this kid know that? It should just be your happy uncle, Uncle Manny.
Actually, it's kind of funny if he does know that.
But he's not going to be happy about it.
He's not going to be happy.
I was so happy with my uncle. I thought he was a great guy.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
just a drunk.
Right.
So, also, your aunt. Oh, your aunt, the single aunt that was a little cooler than the other aunt.
Yeah.
She was into the Yankees or the Mets. She had like her always wearing the baseball stuff. She was good at sports. You thought it was the cool aunt. It's just your lesbian aunt. It's just lesbian Aunt Mary who knew how to throw a baseball like no one's business. So you shouldn't know. You should know. You when you have a lesbian aunt, you learn it at the wake. When like half the softball team comes in, like, yeah, Mary was a great catcher. I can tell you that right now. That's what you need. You don't need to find this out. There's a level of intelligence that takes away your joy.
Like like 2.5 years old.
Yeah.
This IQ. Does he read the paper every day?
I don't know. I don't know the kid. What are you asking me a question?
I mean,
he probably does. He probably does.
So he reads the paper.
He's got the Times out there.
Is he working for Doge?
No, he will soon. He will. He should be a Doge guy. But listen, my son was very smart as a child. Now he's not.
Right.
But
he figured you guys out.
He figured everything. I brought him to the comic book store when he was a little kid, and I said, this was my favorite comic, Superman.
Yeah.
And I was so happy.
Right.
I was getting him into comics.
Yeah.
And I never forget, it was a picture of Superman, and he had like an asteroid on his back. And he was flying with it. I go, you see that?
Yeah.
He goes, yeah. I go, he's got an asteroid. He could pick up anything because nothing is heavy for Superman.
Right. Correct.
Nothing.
He does everything.
He can lift anything.
Anything.
Anything is light to him.
Yeah.
He picks up a tank. He's wheeling. So my son looks at it. He goes, if everything is light, how did he get muscles? Now I'm an idiot I'm standing there in the middle of the comic book store like an idiot.
Right.
I just put it down. I go, you're right. Superman's a fraud.
Right.
It's why does he have muscles? Superman should look like you.
You know, that's actually kind of true. Look, what is Superman?
Superman should be overweight.
Superman is at the all-you-can-eat buffet again. What is he doing in there? He's sliding across.
Let me tell you, Superman never had cold soup. X-ray vision. Soup's a little cold.
Wow.
See, these are the issues we go over at. That's what I'm talking about. When we come back, we will talk a little bit more with Manny. We're going to have things about people hitting their kids at Disney. I can't wait. Hit your kids if you can. We'll be right back.
Corrupt judges, broken families, families torn apart. This isn't justice. If you've been wronged by the system, join us. Don't stand alone. Hi, I'm Gary Jacobs, president of Americans for Legal Reform. We're the oldest legal reform group in the United States. The justice system in the United States should be transparent, fair, and open to everybody and accessible. Unfortunately, many times that's not the case. At Americans for Legal Reform, we are here to help. Join the movement. Visit AmericansForLegalReform.com and help reform the system before it fails you.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Welcome, everybody, to the not-so-newlywed show, where three couples are going to compete for really great prizes. Okay, Donna, we asked Mike, who complained first on your honeymoon, you or him?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think?
I think he said.
Lisa, this ain't the SATs. Just tell us what. Donna, who complained first on the honeymoon?
I'm sure it was me, but I have no idea.
Donna is right.
No, it's always me.
What celebrity would you pick for a one-day pass?
For me?
Yeah, for you, not for him.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon! Wow! Who do you hate the most on her side? That rotten no.
There are so many choices.
Thank you all, and thank you for coming out.
Hi, my name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
He copies the news.
And we're back with That's What I'm Talking About, live here at the America First Warehouse. If you want to advertise on America First Warehouse, there are many, many shows and many podcasts. Message the America First Warehouse. Message me, Fred Rubino, at fredrubino.com, or on Facebook. I will hook you up with them, and you will reach tens, hundreds of thousands of people every week if you're thinking of doing that. I told you there's a story. We're back with Tugboat Manny, one of the greatest comics in Ronkonkoma, west of Route Veterans Highway North, in between two cars. First of all, we have a woman got arrested in the Orlando airport for smacking a kid.
Oh.
Wasn't her kid. Now, let me show you what happened here.
Okay.
The kid called her Miss Piggy, because she was overweight, which half of Disney World is, which is okay, but control your kid. That kid had no reason to do that.
How old was the kid?
I don't know.
Young.
I don't really get that much into
But it's the same thing, like with really young people and
Right.
really old people, they just blurt out what's on their mind.
Right.
So he saw her, and right away he was like, oink, oink, Miss Piggy,
Miss Piggy.
And then she was like...
She cracked him.
She cracked him.
That's old school. I like that. Because, first of all,
Yeah.
you should have trained your kid better. Second of all, Miss Piggy is not a Disney character. So, just as a Disney
Right.
fan, I
Right.
thought that kid was out of line.
Right. Yeah, just for that alone. I'm
should-
more upset about that.
Yes. So, when I was a kid, parents would hit their kids. And when I was a kid, my friend's parent could hit me.
Right.
And it would be fine.
Yeah.
If you were out of line, no matter where you were cracked by an adult. If your parents were there, your parents cracked you. But I remember a very famous story in my neighborhood. I was in my friend's basement because the Italians live in the basement.
Yeah.
And his father made wine, and he had cheese, and he had things hanging. You would live down. You would be like in heaven. That's what heaven is.
Is he still there?
No,
What's the
he's
address?
there. He died.
Okay.
But we went down. His name is Mr. Capello. So his son was my good friend, one of my best friends, Anthony. Me and Anthony goes, let's go down the basement. I was like 11. We'll have some cheese and we'll taste my father's wine. So his father was asleep on the couch.
Wow.
So we had it. We were laughing as we left. His father woke up and kicked me while I was running. Because let's get out of it.
He was up the whole time.
No, we woke him up.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
an 11-year-old has a little wine. Well, loud.
Right.
So he kicked me in the back so hard I went up in the air, and I had a heel mark bruise on my back.
Wow.
I went home. I told my father, I go, my back is killing me. He goes, why? I go, Mr. Capello kicked me in the back.
Oh, boy.
He said, why did he do that? I said, because we were down his basement, and we were drinking a little of his wine.
Yeah.
And he went, come with me.
Yep.
He grabbed me. We went right to Mr. Capello's house, rang the bell. He answered. My father said, what happened here? My son said that you kicked him because he was drinking your wine.
Right.
He said, yes. My father goes, you told me you didn't have any more wine. Not don't kick my kid.
Right.
Not I don't care how hurt he is.
Right.
You told me you were out of wine, you lying guinea bastard.
Oh, my God. Well, your dad, he was very right to be upset.
And an alcoholic.
Yes.
So he had every right to be upset.
Yes.
So that's what it was. And especially Catholic school, they hit. I remember a teacher in Catholic school, a nun. She would come in a bad mood, and she would just punch people in the arm.
Right.
We didn't do anything yet.
Right. Yeah.
This is acceptable. So I think all the outrage of this. By the way, I live in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on flights many, many times traveling to do comedy. The worst flight is the flight out of Orlando. The kids are miserable. They're crying.
Right.
Disney's over.
Yeah, the whole thing, Magic Kingdom and everything.
Cotton candy,
Yeah.
fudgesicles.
You got to go back to
unlimited-
school on Monday.
Right. I think there should be a detox program.
Leaving like a let's decompress, a decompression of Disney. Disney.
Before we let him out in the real world. Right. It's like when Vietnam ended. They let those guys out. They were killing Viet Cong heroes in my book.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you just let them out into society.
Right.
These kids should be take the sugar out of them. Let's give them a little stuff. Let's deprogram them.
Right.
Stop calling people piggies.
Miss Piggy, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And crack them.
Right.
Start getting them used to getting cracked again.
There were 5 kids in my family between my 2 parents. Mom was married twice, but even if one person got in trouble, we all got
cracked.
Yeah.
That was my uncle, my grandfather. My grandfather would come into the room
Yeah.
with 4 or 5 of us.
Yeah.
and it was loud. Hey, shut up in there. Nope. He would come in and crack everybody.
Everybody got it.
Because he couldn't decide. He couldn't discern who was better. But he's at the fruit store. He's picking cherries out one at a time to make sure he gets the right cherry. So the moral of this story is please hit your kids. If you can't hit your kids, hit someone else's kid.
Yes.
If they're misbehaving. And I'm going to go right to this story. I'd have to get this in. Aldi is being sued by the makers of Oreo and by the all of the cookie companies, because what they do is they make
imitation,
and it looks like an Oreo with the same font
Right.
and the same package, and it's not an Oreo. It's Aldi. It's like
It's
Mario.
Yeah.
I went there. Listen, I'm older. I need glasses. If I don't have my glasses,
You thought it was Oreo.
I thought it was Oreo.
Does it taste like Oreo?
No, nothing tastes like an Oreo.
So they're using the image display to get you, the buyer, to get what you want.
And listen, I'm afraid. I went there. I bought sugar cracks instead of sugar smacks. I bought Oreos.
Okay.
I was afraid to buy Preparation H. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
It could have been glue.
Yeah.
Which would have worked.
Or, Gorilla Glue,
Listen, when I go, I need certain brands. Once you crack 60, toilet paper becomes very important.
Yeah, I have to stock up.
I need double quilted, extra soft, scented.
Yeah.
It's got to be like, it's got to have nooks and crannies.
Yep.
It's like, I got to wipe my ass with an English muffin.
I still have toilet paper in storage from the COVID.
Good man. Good man.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Store up on toilet paper. I'll bring it to people's house. You go to Cheap Bastard's house?
I bring my own toilet paper.
Listen, look for Manny on social media. He'd probably be doing a bring your own toilet paper show.
Yes.
Last time we're going to talk about, Manny, when people come to your site, you will appreciate any help.
Yeah, absolutely. For veterans, I advocate for mental health. We laugh and joke, but the truth of the matter is, I was with Richie Minervini in the soup.
I'm sorry to hear that.
We were in the soup kitchen. That I used to go to. He's like, I want to go with you.
Right.
And it's awesome to bring the cans and drop it off.
Right.
To get in there and to chop the salad, to cook.
But you know what, Manny? Just you being there.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna give you an analogy. When something happens to somebody, let's say someone dies in their family, they're alone.
Yeah.
You go there. There's nothing to say.
You can't see. Yeah.
But being there,
just being there,
sitting next to them,
right,
is everything.
Right.
So I'm telling people, you don't know whatever resource you have. It could be the smallest. It could be a phone.
Yeah.
I have this phone. I was going to throw it away. I'll donate it.
Right.
And you take the gay porn off of it, and then you donate it to the veteran. You don't know. So I am urging you to contact Tugboat Manny and be part of the
There's
cure.
so many outlets here on Long Island that are veteran based, and I'm doing this. Dwyer.
Just spit it out, Manny.
Yeah, the Dwyer Project at Camp Potatuck. It's a holistic event for veterans. It's coming up in a couple weeks. It's unbelievable. You get food, you get breakfast, lunch, and then you also get a 1 p.m. clean comedy show by Tugboat Manny.
Wow.
And it's
Haven't they been through enough, these veterans, that they have to sit through your
some
comedy show?
people actually have counselors at my comedy show.
Yes.
For after the show so they could talk to.
I've been to your show. They took my shoelaces, my belt. So it is a great show. You know what, Manny? After this, let's talk about having a veterans show here at the America First Warehouse.
And I know veteran comedians that I taught comedy.
Yes, of course. That's what I mean. Let's plan it because the America First Warehouse is part of the solution. That's why I had Manny on, because Manny is a great American. Thank you for coming on. I could always count on you for being a friend.
Freddie, we go back a ways in my 12-year journey in comedy. You are one of the few people that has actually always been nice to me, has given me opportunities, and
thank you.
Always we break chops and stuff. It's like a brotherhood.
It really is. I appreciate your friendship, and I appreciate everybody listening. Go to fredrubino.com to see where I'm playing. Florida, Wisconsin. All over the place. Also, look for me on WABC Radio. That's what I'm talking about with Manny Tugboat Manny. We'll see you again next week.